How can one quiet ballad capture the feeling of being alone, yet move millions of people? I've heard a little of Caetano singing with other singers as a young man and I loved his tone, so I'm super excited to hear this. Go to the gear icon to turn on captions in your language and let's find out how he does this.
Às vezes no silêncio da noite eu fico imaginando.
Actually, it's got me emotional straight away.
Eu fico ali sonhando, acordado, juntando o antes, o agora e o depois. Por que você me deixa tão solto? Por que você não cola em mim? Tô me sentindo muito sozinho. Não sou nem quero ser o seu dono.
He has a lot more depth to his voice than when I previously heard him, and I love that. Our voices change a lot throughout the years. In fact, one of my young students was horrified to hear that her soprano voice would get lower throughout time. Interestingly, as men age up to their 80s, then their voice or the medium pitch that they use for speaking can actually get higher because the vocal cords become more stiff. And sometimes for people, the vocal cords can gain more mass and gain a heavier sound, which I think has happened here. However, he still has that clarity that cuts through, so you hear everything. What I also love about how he's singing this is that he's almost singing it to the audience rather than it being self-reflective. He's not living in the sadness, he's living in the togetherness, and I think that's part of what draws people in.
Não sou nem quero ser o seu dono. É que carinho às vezes cai bem.
There's like a smile in his sound,
eu tenho os meus desejos e planos secretos, só abro pra você, mais ninguém. Porque você me...
You know, sometimes people feel like there is a sanctity to singing. You can't do stuff like have a gentle giggle in the middle, but sometimes that is the biggest expression. Using real human expression is what connects with people, so I always find that a little bit strange. Singing doesn't have to be exactly this or that. It can be whatever you want it to be. And the more it connects with our natural ways of communicating, the better, I think.
Porque você me esquece e some.
I love that.
E se eu me interessar por alguém? E se ela de repente me ganha?
Okay. I love that phrase. There's a lot of twang in the sound. It is very, very bright sounding. When you have a wide, thin mouth like this, it brings out the higher frequencies in the sound. And then he brings his mouth to a shape as he goes down.
Porque você me esquece e some.
And it makes it warm and full, so you get this contrast as he moves down through the phrase. Beautiful.
Quando a gente gosta, é claro que a gente cuida. Fala que me ama, só que é da boca pra fora. Ou você me engana ou não está madura. Onde está você agora?
Oh, he's so responding to the audience. It's just like this shared experience, which I love. It's interesting because you see his lips kind of wobble.
Ou você me engana ou não está madura.
Oh, he has this really wobbly vibrato, and sometimes people try and get the vibrato by wobbling their jaw or their tongue or their lips, and that isn't really the best way to get vibrato. It's the thing that happens naturally when everything is super relaxed. However, If your jaw and your lips and your mouth are really relaxed, then they can wobble as a result of the kind of fluctuating airflow that comes through when you have a big wobbly vibrato. So it can look like that is causing the vibrato, but actually it's not. And it's something to bear in mind when you're working on your vibrato.
Ou não está madura. Onde está você agora? Quando a gente gosta, é claro que a gente cuida.
These always
Fala
make me...
que me ama, só quer a boca pra fora. Ou você me engana ou não está madura. Yeah, 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 yeah. Onde está você agora?
What strikes me is that he doesn't need fireworks or big moments to move us, but with just softness and space and honesty, he turns solitude into something that feels shared. And that's one of the greatest powers of music. It captures that emotion and reminds us that we're not alone. If you like this, then you might like some of these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.